So now we are going to discuss about the AC circuit containing only capacitor. Here the source of the AC EMF E is equal to E naught sin omega t is connected to the a capacitor only. Now let's see how the EMF is changing. E is equal to E naught sin omega t. Okay. So we already know that expression according to capacitors, electric capacitance and electric potential and capacitance chapter. We already know the Q is equal to CV. Q is equal to CV. So means here C the capacitance, V is the potential difference across the plates. The potential difference across the capacitor plates can be taken as instantaneous EMF. So potential difference across capacitor plates, that is V, is equal to instantaneous EMF. Instantaneous EMF of the circuit. So that means the V is equal to E. So based on this expression, the Q is equal to CV. In the place of E we can write CE. In the place of E you can write E naught sin omega t. Q is equal to CE naught sin omega t. We need to derive the expression for current here. So we already know this is the charge. So we have to remember the relation between current and charge, that is I is equal to dq by dt. So means to get the expression for current, we need to derive this expression with respect to time. Then I is equal to dq divided by dt, that is equal to d by dt of CE naught sin, means we derivate the expression on both sides. So then I is equal to, in the expression C and E naught are constant, I am writing outside CE naught, that is d by dt of sin omega t. Then I is equal to, see, d by dt of sin, d by d theta of sin theta, how much it is? It is equal to cos theta. So means we can write this cos omega t. Okay. So this cos function is can be written as in terms of sin also. How? The cos theta can be written as sin of 90 plus theta. Okay, so sin of 90 plus theta. So in the same way, this I can be written as C E naught into cos omega t can be written as sin of 90 plus omega t. 90 plus omega t. So here just when you derivate this d by dt of sin omega t, we get a cos omega t, but we need to derivate this omega t function also, that is into omega we will get. That means here d by dt of omega t, it means that it can be written as d by dt of omega t value is omega. That means the I is equal to omega c into E naught, that is sin of 90 degrees plus omega t. This can be written as I is equal to E naught by 1 by omega c into sin of 90 degrees plus omega t. So this is the final expression. Whereas this total term, this is what is the I naught by 1 omega, can be replaced as I naught sin of 90 plus omega t, 90 degrees plus omega t. Okay. So we need to understand where here I naught is equal to what is the value? I naught, by comparing these two, I naught is equal to E naught by 1 by omega c. 1 by omega c. So compare this equation for a pure resistance circuit. I is equal to V by R. In case of Ohm's law, we know that I is equal to V by R for pure resistance circuit. Where by comparing these two equations, In place of I, we have I naught. In the place of potential difference, we have instant EMF, maximum EMF. In place of resistance, what we have? 1 by omega c. What is the value of 1 by omega c? It is a resistance offered by a capacitor for AC current. It is a resistance offered by a capacitor to the AC current. This resistance offered by a capacitor is called capacitive reactance. It's called capacitive reactance. So this is denoted by letter XC. So the value of XC is equal to 1 by omega c. What is the value? How do you define the capacitive reactance? Capacitive reactance is the resistance offered by a capacitor for alternating current. For example, let's see the value of XC for DC as well as AC. For DC current, for DC current, that frequency F is 0, that means nu value, the nu is 0. The nu is 0, then omega is equal to 2 pi nu, it is also 0. When omega is 0, that XC is equal to 1 by 0, that is infinity. So DC current XC is infinity. What do you understand XC is infinity means? Infinity means the more value. That means there is no limit for the X, means it's infinite value. What is value? Infinite value. So that inductive capacitive reactance for DC current is infinite value. It means that it offers very more resistance for the DC current. The capacitance offer more resistance for DC current. It means that the capacitor blocks the DC. It does not allow to flow. That means the capacitor blocks the DC current. It does not allow to flow. So if you want to stop the current, a DC current, just a capacitor can be connected. A capacitor gets charged, but thereafter the current doesn't flow in the circuit. So capacitor blocks the DC current. It has a reactance is infinite reactance it has for a DC current. For AC current, let's see for AC current. For AC current, there is a value of nu. So then XC is equal to 1 by omega c, the 1 by 2 pi nu c. There is for AC current there is a value of nu, that is 50 Hz in India. So we substitute here, we will get one value, means capacitor offers some resistance to the AC current, that is 1 by omega c. Okay. So means the capacitor allows the AC current, whereas capacitor blocks the DC current. So we need to remember this one. Now come to the expression E is equal to E naught sin omega t, and I is equal to I naught sin 90 plus omega t. So by comparing these two equations, E is equal to E naught sin omega t, I is equal to I naught sin of 90 plus omega t. By comparing these two equations, what we can understand, there is a phase difference is existed. This is angle is omega t, here the angle is 90 plus omega t. So how much phase angle is a phase difference was existed? The 90 degrees phase difference was existed. The 90 degrees phase difference was existed. So okay, there is phase difference. Which one is ahead? The current is ahead of the EMF. That means EMF is lagging. Whereas in case of inductive circuit, what we get here 90 minus omega t. It means the current is lagging here in that case, inductor circuit. In case of capacitor, the current is ahead of EMF. Means the current is, the AC current is ahead of EMF by phase angle 90 degrees. By phase angle 90 degrees. Here in both the case, inductor circuit, capacitor circuit, phase difference is 90 degrees only. But which one is lagging, which one is ahead? We need to understand. In case of inductor circuit, the current is lagging behind. In case of capacitor circuit, the current is ahead of EMF by phase angle 90 degrees. So in this way, we understand easily what is the phase difference, which one is lagging, which one is ahead. So in this case, the current is ahead of the EMF. Let's see, let us understand these two expressions clearly by drawing the phasor diagrams. So let's see the phasor diagrams. So first we are drawing the E0 phasor. It is making an angle omega t. Okay. Now the current, how much phase angle? 90 degrees ahead, means in the anti-clockwise direction. So 90 degrees we are going to the second coordinate. This is current. This is I0. So what is the angle between these two? 90 degrees. 90 degrees. So draw the projection to the y-axis. Draw the projection to y-axis. So this particular length is called I is equal to I0 sine of 90 plus omega t. This particular length, what is there here? This is a E is equal to E0 sine omega t. Okay. The projection drawn to the y-axis of current phasor, the projection drawn to the EMF phasor to y-axis, the length is given. This is the instantaneous EMF length. This is the instantaneous, and this is the instantaneous current. This is the instantaneous EMF phasor. Let's see the curves. So this is the EMF phasor. EMF phasor, the EMF curve. Okay, it's starting from 0. Now see this one. So what happening? The current is ahead of 90 degrees. When it's starting from 0, the current is already completed 90 degrees phase. Means it's starting from maximum here. And from 0, it already started off a quarter cycle is completed, so that remaining it's starting from maximum. So we are going to dotted line. Draw the dotted line here. So quarter cycle is completed. Remaining, this is the quarter of the positive half cycle get already completed. Remaining quarter half cycle is drawn here. So let's see the diagram here. This is the total time is capital T. Here T by 2. Here T by 4. This is 3T by 4. Here 5T by 4. Let's see this. This is the EMF phasor. This is dotted line gives the dotted curve gives the current I in AC current. Okay. Here the EMF curve is already starting from 0 here. Based on these two expression, what current is ahead of 90 degrees. 90 degrees phase already complete when the EMF started its making curve. The current is already completed 90 degrees phase, means it is already off of the means quarter cycle is gets completed. So that the remaining quarter positive half cycle was started here from maximum to started and becomes 0 at T by 4. And again remains maximum at T by 2 and becomes 0 at 3T by 4, and again thereafter continues. So how much phase angle? 90 degrees was there. When EMF is gets maximum, current is getting 0. When EMF getting 0, the current is getting maximum. So there is 90 degrees phase angle, but the current is ahead of the EMF. So in this way we understand well the AC circuit containing only capacitor. Let's going to discuss about the LCR circuit both together. So far we discussed in resistance circuit, inductor circuit, capacitor circuit. Now we are going to discuss about all together with three components together connected in series combination to the AC source, how the EMF and current are being changed. breaker. We are going to discuss about LCR circuit connected to the alternating source of EMF represented by E is equal to E naught sin omega t. Here we connected three components together in series combination. It is an inductor L, this is the capacitor, this is a resistance. In the earlier case we discussed three components individually separately connected to the EMF. We discussed about the phase differences all together. Now what will happen if three components together connected in series combination to the AC EMF? Let us see here. In case of resistance, we already know that the EMF and current are in same phase, but it is represented by a phasor. Both are in same direction because they are in same phase. In case of inductor, the current is lagging behind. The current is lagging behind by 90 degrees. So that's why I mentioned the phase difference between two phasors is 90 degrees. In case of capacitor, which one is lagging behind? The voltage is lagging behind compared to current. So that voltage across the capacitor means EMF is lagging behind by the current. So I mentioned the 90 degrees phase difference between these two phasors also. We can understand easily that means how the current and how the EMF is being varied in this circuit by drawing the phasor diagram easily. Let us see we are not going to derivation part. By seeing the phasor diagram we can understand easily. Let us see the phasor diagram how to draw. So in this phasor diagram, this is the x-axis we have taken. This is the origin. Let us say this is y. I suppose this is y prime. Okay. Now, the first I am going to take the current is being varied according to the equation I naught sin omega t. So this the current phasor is taken along the x-axis. Let's suppose this is I naught, the I naught phasor. So it's taken along y-axis. So when the current is taken along the x-axis, the phasor, EMF phasor for pure resistance, this VR, EMF phasor for pure resistance, that means denoted by VR, is also in the direction of I naught. So that means the VR is also in the same direction, that is denoted by VR. So I am repeating once again, the I naught and VR are in same direction, the phasors are in same direction. Let us see the inductor circuit. In case of pure inductor, the voltage VL is ahead of current. The voltage EMF VL is ahead of current. So by how much angle? 90 degrees. So with respect to I naught, the VL is ahead of 90 degrees. So I am taking the VL is along this axis. It is VL phasor. So let's suppose this is O, this is point A, this point B. So OA phasor is represented by VR, the OB bar phasor represented by VL bar. Okay. Now come to the VC. The VC phasor is lagging behind by current I naught, current phasor. So this, if this current phasor is along the x-axis, what would be the direction of VC? It is lagging behind by 90 degrees, lagging behind by 90 degrees. So it would be along the negative axis. So this is VC. Let the point is C. So OC bar represented by VC bar. Now these three phasors we drew here. Now let us calculate, let us find out the resultant EMF. What would be the resultant of VR bar, VC bar and VL bar? What would be the direction of resultant of all these three phasors, potential phasor, EMF phasors? Now come to the OB bar and OC, that means VL bar and VC bar. They are in opposite direction. As they are in opposite direction, the resultant of VL bar and VC, what would be? Suppose if VL is greater than VC, if VL is greater than VC, then the resultant of VL and VC, that means VL minus VC, VL bar minus VC bar, the direction of this vector would be opposite in the direction of VL bar. So this will be VL bar minus VC. Why? Because VL is greater than, VC. So the resultant of VL VC would be the direction of VL bar only. We already know. So that means this is the direction of VL bar minus VC. Now this is the VR bar direction. Now we are going to see the resultant of VR bar and VL bar minus VC according to parallelogram vector addition. Construct a parallelogram with this. Let's suppose this point is D. So consider this OD and OA are adjacent sides of the parallelogram. Based on these adjacent sides, construct a parallelogram. Let this point is some K. So this point is K. So the resultant of OA bar and OD bar according to parallelogram law along the diagonal. So this is the resultant of OD and OF, means it is the resultant of, let it is a EMF E. This is a EMF E, that means OK bar is equal to, that means here we need to understand OD bar also. The OD bar is equal to VL bar minus VC bar. Next OK bar is equal to, that is E, resultant EMF, resultant EMF. The resultant EMF, this is the resultant of VL bar minus VC bar and VR bar. So this is the resultant of both these two vectors. It is generated by. So how much of phase difference between I naught and E? Let's suppose this is the phase difference phi. So it means that if E is the E I naught sin omega t, then E naught will be E naught sin omega t plus phi. How much phase difference existed in the LCR circuit between the EMF phasor and current phasor? That is considered as phi. Okay. So it means that we can understand the direction, how much phase difference was existed. It was considered as phi. Now we are going to calculate the phase difference value. The tan, take the from triangle OAK, from triangle OAK, the tan phi is equal, means opposite side by adjacent sides. What is opposite sides? AK by adjacent sides OA. What is the value of AK? The AK is nothing but a OD, no? So that means it is also equal to VL bar minus VC bar. That means the VL bar minus VC bar divided by OA. What is the value of OA? That is VR bar. So the tan phi is equal to, what is the value of VL? We can write, we know that VL is equal to I into XL, VC is equal to I into XC, VR is equal to I into R. Okay. So similarly, so in the place of VL we can write IXL, in place of VC IXC, in the place of VR I into R. So the tan phi is equal to, take I common, I into XL minus XC divided by I into R, I get cancelled, and tan phi is equal to XL minus XC by R, then phi is equal to tan inverse of XL minus XC by R. So this is the a formula to find out the phase difference between EMF phasor and current phasor, that is phi is equal to tan inverse of XL minus XC divided by R. So, in this way you can understand better way how to calculate the phase difference. Taking the value of phase difference, phi is equal to tan inverse XL minus XC by R, we are going to discuss about when it is inductive prominent circuit, when it will be capacitive prominent circuit, when it will be resistance prominent circuit. There are three cases we need to understand. Case 1, if XL is equal to X, if XL is equal to XC. So, if XL is equal to XC, what happening here? Let's see that before going to start. All three components, what do you see that? These three components together. Let's see that this triangle I am drawing here. This is O, this is A, this is A. So this is in the case of this one. What is it? This is VR. This is V1 minus VC. This is EMF. So individual EMF, that is according to Pythagoras theorem, E square can be written as sum of OK square can be written as OA whole square AK whole square according to Pythagoras theorem. Means hypotenuse square is equal to side square plus side square. What is the OA square value? That is E square. What is the OA? That is VR square plus VL minus VC whole square. So in this way, this E square can be written as VR. We already know that I into R. IR square. VL value I into XL. And VC value I into XC. Then E square is equal to I square can be taken common from two answers. This can be written as R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Then I square can be written outside. Then I into square root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. This is E square value. Okay. In the place of E, this is what we call it is a resultant EMF in the LCR series. The resultant EMF can be written as E is equal to I into some resistance. I into some resistance offered by all three components together. The resistance offered by all three components together is called impedance. It's called impedance. Whereas in case of individual components, in case of inductor, in case of capacitors, the resistance offered by inductor is called inductive reactance. The resistance offered by capacitor is called capacitive reactance. In the same way, all three components together offer some resistance. That resistance offered by all LCR series circuit together is called impedance. It is denoted by letter Z. Okay, what do you mean by impedance? Impedance is the resistance offered by, I'm writing here, impedance is the resistance offered by LCR circuit or two or more components. Two or more components together is called impedance. It is denoted by letter Z. resistance offered by LCR circuit or two or more components together is called impedance Z. So it is denoted by letter Z. So we can write the resultant EMF E value as I into Z. I into Z. Similarly, this E square can be written as this E square is equal to the I into square root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. We got in this expression here. In place of E, what we write as I into Z. This is I into not X, it is I into Z. So I Z whole square. So the thing written as I into square root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So the thing written as I get cancelled. The Z square is equal to square root of R square. But here, this value of OK only, not square, because according to Pythagoras theorem, we already put square root here. So then, so Z is equal to I get cancelled on both sides. Z is equal to R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So repeating mistake here. The OK is equal to square root of OA square plus AK according to Pythagoras. Finally, we got the impedance formula for impedance from Z is equal to square root of XL. I am writing here square root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. This is the formula for impedance. This is the formula for impedance. So, what is impedance? The impedance is the resistance offered by LCR circuit or the two or more components together is called impedance. So, what is the units of impedance? Units of impedance also ohm. How the resistance has a units ohm. Similarly, the impedance also has a units ohm. Okay. Now, this is the formula for impedance. Let's suppose in case of if XL is equal to XC, if XL is equal to XC, what happens with the value of Z? Z is equal to square root of R square plus 0. That is equal to R. In case of case 2, if XL is greater than XC, if XL is greater than XC, case 3, if XL is less than X. There are three cases we are going to discuss here. If XL is equal to XC, if XL is equal to XC, what happened? This tan phi formula, the tan phi is equal to XL is equal to XC means the value XL minus XC becomes 0. That value is 0. So when tan phi value is 0, what is the value of phi? Tan phi is 0, sin 0. So 0 and cos 0, 1 means 0 by 1 is 0 means phi is equal to 0 degrees. When phi is 0 degrees, it means what does it mean? The both are in same phase. The EMF phasor as well as current phasor are in the same phase. So it is purely when there are no phase difference means LCR circuit together act as a pure resistance circuit. So it act as pure resistance. So when XL is equal to XC, when means XL means reactance, inductive reactance and capacitive reactance are say equal together. When tan phi is 0, then phi is equal to phase difference 0 means both are in same phase. Which those are the EMF phasor and current phasor are in same phase. So then this LCR circuit in this case will act as a pure resistance circuit. If suppose if XL is greater than XC, if XL is greater than XC, what will happen? In case of tan phi, it means tan phi when XL is greater than XC means the XL minus XC value get a positive value. XL minus XC value is getting positive. So tan phi is positive. Tan phi value is positive. When tan phi is positive, means the phi value is also some positive value. When positive value means when inductive reactance more means the circuit act as a this inductive dominating circuit. Inductive. Good. We derived the tan phase difference formula as tan phi is equal to XL minus XC by R. From this, you can write the phi is equal to tan inverse of XL minus XC by R. So, this is the formula is used to calculate the phase difference between EMF phasor and current phasor. Similarly, if you draw the by the triangle, the phasor diagram triangle, we draw this way. This is the A, this is B, this is taken as K, this is the resultant E, taking angle phi. This P bar is VL minus VC, this is the VR bar. So, according to this triangle, from triangle OAK, from triangle right angle triangle OAK, that OK, that hypotenuse whole square is equal to side square plus side square, that is OA whole square plus AK whole square. What is the value of OK? OK is the resultant EMF of the LCR circuit, that is E square. What is the OA? OA is a VR square. Plus, what is the value of AK? AK is nothing but equal to OB. So, OB value is VL minus VC. So, then the E square is equal to, we already know VR is equal to IR, VL is equal to IXL and VC is equal to IXC. These are we already know accordingly. In the place of VR, I am substituting IR square. In place of VL, IXL. In the place of VC, IXC whole square. Then E square is equal to I square R square. I square, I am taking I common from these two terms, that is XL minus XC whole square. Then E square is equal to I square into R square plus XL minus XC whole square. We already know this resultant EMF phasor. There is resultant EMF. The resultant EMF can be written as the current into the total resistance, offered by LCR circuit. This is the basic formula, voltage is equal to current into resistance. So, then this EMF can be written as EMF into I into the total resistance offered by LCR circuit is so called impedance. It's called impedance. This is a new physical quantity, a new definition. What do you mean by impedance? Impedance is the total resistance offered by LCR circuit. Is not only LCR circuit, any two components, the altogether resistance offered by those two components or more than two components is called impedance of the circuit. So, then E is equal to, then I, this impedance is denoted by letter Z, I into Z. So, that means it can be written as E is equal to I Z. In the place of E, I am writing as I Z whole square is equal to I square into R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So, this is can be written as I square Z square is equal to I square into R square plus XL minus XC whole square. On both sides I square get cancelled. Now you can write Z as Z is equal to square root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. This is the formula for impedance of the LCR circuit. This is the formula for impedance of the LCR circuit. Z is equal to square root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. After seeing this impedance formula and the phase difference formula, we need to discuss about three cases here. What are three cases? Let us see the cases. The case 1, if XL is equal to XC, what will happen? Case 2, if XL is greater than XC. Case 3, if XL is less than X, that means XC is greater than XC. If XL is equal to XC, the tan phi formula what will happen? The tan phi, XL is equal to XC means numerator value becomes 0, then tan phi is 0. Then when tan phi is 0, the phi is become equal to 0 degrees. The phi is 0 degrees where, in which type of circuit the phase difference 0? That is a pure resistance circuit, we already discussed. In pure resistance circuit, the phase difference is 0 means the current phasor and EMF phasor are in same phase. It means that in this case, this LCR circuit behave as a pure resistance circuit. This LCR circuit behave as pure resistance circuit. So, we need to remember this. If XL is equal to XC, even it is LCR circuit, it behave as a pure resistance circuit. And let us see the second case. If XL is greater than XC, what will happen? If XL is equal to XC, the tan phi value becomes XL minus XC value becomes positive, because XL is greater than XC is a greater value. When the greater value subtracted from lower value, this total value becomes positive. Then tan phi is also positive value. When the tan phi is a positive, the phi value is also positive. So that how it will define? It behave as a inductor dominating circuit. What do you call? Inductor dominating circuit. So even if it is LCR circuit, if XL is greater than XC, that means inductive reactance is greater than the capacitive reactance, then this LCR circuit behave as inductor dominating circuit. Next, if you see the XL, suppose in second case, third case, in third case this XC is greater than XL. Now we can understand easily, if XC is greater than XL, what happened? Because XC is greater, now it behave as a capacitive dominating reactance. Here it act as a capacitive dominating circuit. So, these are the main important statements and formula for tan phi, impedance formula, and the three cases we discussed under the LCR circuit.